So I was installing some floors at my house. I have a stairway, and I wanted to do it myself, DIY, and got some laminate flooring from Lowe's. I came to install them, and these are the ones that I have. Obviously wood steps, wood underneath the previous the carpet, and the laminate flooring you have to glue down onto steps, otherwise they don't hold in place, right? It's not like everywhere else where you could just lay them on to the underlayment and they'll just stay there, right? Because they're all plugged together, and but in the stairway you have to glue them down. So this is what I had to come up with. It was kind of tricky to do it, and I'll show you what I did. So the problem that I had was when I glued down the pieces onto each step, and the vertical piece, the one that sits on top of the step, and then the bull nose. How do you make sure they all stay together? Obviously the vertical one you could just glue up against the vertical face of the stairs. That was pretty straightforward. But on the top piece, the one that sits flat on the step, that one you can glue down easily too, right? But the tricky one was the bull nose. The bull nose, right? The bull nose you had to put on the edge of the top piece, and then you had to make sure that it stays in place. And what I was finding was that I would put the bull nose, but then I couldn't really close up I wanted to make sure that it goes right up against the top piece and sits right line to line with it, and there's no gaps in between each piece. And so I wanted to make sure it looks clean, right? Straight line, just a simple line. You can see everything's plugged together, right? But you couldn't really. How do you hold the bull nose against putting pressure on there? There's nowhere to, how do you hold it there? I mean, the glue itself it's not gonna just stay in one place. You need to put pressure, put a load there along the perpendicular to the bull nose to push up against that flat piece that's on the step, right? So what I said, okay, maybe what can I do here? I was trying to figure it out. So I said, we need something to hold it in place once you glue it down, just something that can just hold it right there. And I said, well, let me design this 3D printed part, and this is what I came up with. I came up with the part that has like a rounded feature that matches the bull nose, and then it's got some mounting holes that can be that allow you to screw this bracket to the wall on both sides, or screw it down to something. That way it can just be held in place. You glue down your bull nose, and then you put this bracket on there, and then you screw it down. And that's the way I was able to get that pressure from the bull nose right up against that horizontal piece, and then I just let it sit there for several hours overnight. Let the adhesive cure, and there you go. And that's how I was able to do it. So anyways, I'm sure there's other ways to do this. I'm not a construction guy, I'm not a floor guy, and I don't know if there's special tools for this, but this is what I did, this is what I came up with, and it seemed to work. It actually did work. So anyways, I have this bracket made. If somebody wants one, let me know. All right, thanks for listening.